Egyptian authorities say 17 people, including foreigners, are missing after a tourist yacht capsized off the country's Red Sea coast. An intensive search is still underway for survivors. 28 people have been rescued so far. Well, the port had left Port Halib in Egypt's southeast and was due to dock in the town of Hurghada. There were 45 people on board in total, 31 tourists and 14 Egyptian crew members. Let me show you the first pictures that have come into us, pictures of the tourists being rescued, the people they've got to so far. The UK Foreign Office saying that 2 Britons have been rescued and 2 are still missing. The Red Sea is a major tourist destination in Egypt and the boat was on a diving tour that was supposed to last about 5 days. The alarm was raised by a crew member at about 5:30 this morning, prompting the Coast Guard to launch a search operation. Well, I've been talking to our correspondent Sally Nabil, who's in Cairo, and she started by going through the amount of people that were still missing.
17 are still missing. This is the latest figure we are getting from the local authorities here, and we understand that the Egyptian Navy ships are taking part in the search and rescue operations. A helicopter has been dispatched as well. We understand that the tourists on board included 4 British, 2 Americans, 4 Germans, 5 Spanish, among other nationalities. But who exactly has been rescued and who is still missing, this is what the statement did not specify yet. Usually the Egyptian authorities, they take a lot of time to release information and they do not go into specific details. And if we bear in mind that this is the high season for the tourism industry in Egypt, we can definitely understand the repercussions such an incident might have on the tourism sector in one of the major hubs across the country. Mars Alam, where the boat left, is a very popular destination among European tourists. It's surrounded with many diving spots known for its clear waters and colorful coral reefs. So the fact that there are 17 people still missing, that this boat sank just a few hours after it sailed, it will definitely be very bad news for those working in the tourism industry in this area. What we know so far is that they are still searching for those missing, and the survivors, they are receiving due medical care, and there is some talk now about the weather conditions and the strong winds that they might be the cause that pushed the boat to sink.
Well, that was Sally Nabil. Let me just return to those pictures we showed you a moment or two ago, because these are the first pictures of the rescue operation. Some of those tourists that they have managed to find. Sally talking about 17 people still missing. Just to recap, there were 4 British tourists on board, 2 Americans, 4 Germans, 5 Spanish, 4 Egyptians, 3 Slovakians, 2 Swiss, 2 Belgians, 2 Polish and 2 Norwegians, an Irish tourist, a Finnish tourist and a Chinese. So those were the total numbers on board. There is just some of them come down the quayside. The searches go on. Sally just talking to me a little earlier about the size of the search operation. It has been going on for hours, and we will talk to our teams in the region a little later on the programme and get an update. But as I say, these some of the latest pictures that have just come into us from that search operation that is still ongoing in Egypt.